Visually impaired persons will now be able to cross the streets with greater confidence and ease thanks to the Accessible Pedestrian Signals Program. The program, which is an initiative of the Ministry of Works and Transport, comprises of an audible technology system at traffic stops, which will direct pedestrians of when it's safe to cross the street. Janine Brown tells us more.
An everyday task such as crossing the street may require greater concentration and effort for people who are visually impaired. With the Accessible Pedestrian Signals Program, visually impaired citizens can now cross the street with greater ease. The program comprises a braille system which guides pedestrians where to press when they need to go from one side to the other. When the light turns red and it's eventually safe to cross, they will hear this automated voice letting them know it's safe to do so.
Cross now, cross now, cross now, cross now, cross now, cross now, cross now.
But what about when drivers break the red light? Works Minister Rohan Sinanan explains that the ASP program works in tandem with the red light camera program, which records vehicles breaking the red light. And at the Wrightson Road traffic light alone, there have been several offenders in the past 3 months.
At this site, there were more than 15,000 people breaking this light.
Phase 1 of the APS program cost the state just over $500,000. Minister Sinanan says that the ministry is looking at installing the system at 14 other traffic lights. Janine Brown, C News.
President of the Consortium of Disability Organizations, Mr. Sudhir Ramisa, says he hopes to experience in his lifetime a Trinidad and Tobago which better appreciates those people living with disabilities. His wish was made while commissioning the Accessible Pedestrian Signals Program on Wrightson Road in Port of Spain. As Janine Brown tells us, while Mr. Ramisa applauds the ministry's latest initiative, he is looking forward for much more being done as a society to help disabled persons operate to their fullest potential.
The president of the Consortium of Disability Organizations says persons living with disabilities do not need a pity party because of their circumstance. They simply want to be valued like any other citizen. And he adds, until Trinidad and Tobago as a society changes the way it views and treats those living with disabilities, the country will never reach its full developmental potential.
My whole life I've always said, create the environment where we can move the disabled community away from dependency to independence. And that is what they need. No more handing out of grants and things like that. Get them in that involved. Get them to contribute to the national growth of Trinidad and Tobago.
And he says it needs to start from the very beginning.
Make schools more accessible, make everything accessible, make mainstream society, whether it be the entrepreneurship aspect of life, make it accessible so people will feel more inclined to come out, because there are many disabled people who are reluctant, or their parents are, should I say, so protective of them. Because if you're in a society that is not socially accepting you, you will tend to withdraw.
Based on his personal experience, he says one of the biggest challenges is the lack of sufficient infrastructure for disabled persons.
Simple things as we look at a building and we say, but there's a ramp. But it was the ramp built according to the specification, international standard, which is the gradient. If it's too steep, I can't go up the ramp by myself.
Again, he says failing to equip disabled citizens with the tools they need to carry out their day-to-day tasks continues the cycle of dependency, a cycle which they want to be freed from. Janine Brown, C News.